pheasant hunting, and I just rewatched old episodes. And one episode, we were like, "Yeah, no other big name people freaking do the audio and be on the show." And I'm like, "Yeah, they do it louder with Crowder," and you're like, "Bull fucking shit."
Yeah. That's true. They do.
I don't know.
They got 3 guys running that in the back.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
they're paid well to make sure that crap goes well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I watched probably like 4.5 like episodes, or at least parts of like big parts of them. And we had some good stuff on there.
Oh yeah.
But like there's a lot of stuff for us. Like if we could make a segment and go back and look at everything we were wrong about.
Yeah.
That'd be, because like I mean the whole like whole presidential election one.
Right.
We never actually went through the states and checkmarked what they were.
No, we could. That'd be a good one.
Like I've been watching that, and like I've been like reading other stuff on it, and like I know you can't say it anymore, and we might get kicked off the internet for this, but there's no way that election wasn't stolen.
Well, there we go. We're done.
I'm sorry. Like
it's true though. I mean, there's too many red flags. Let's put it that way.
Like if you look where everything was going at election night, and then like knowing if we would have known at the time what we know now, like Nevada waiting forever.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty much like they're pretty much like holding it in case Biden needed it.
Yep.
And like Arizona's a mess, Pennsylvania's a mess, blah 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 blah. Like look at Michigan with all those 300,000 votes or whatever was coming in last minute, none for Trump in the middle of the night.
Right.
Like they're red flags.
Yeah. Like what are the odds of those things happening?
Yeah, and then look at like how poorly everything's going and like the approval rating and stuff, and it's like not that it doesn't go south that quick.
Right.
I keep hearing things about a new strain of COVID coming out now. And
what does that even mean? There's so many variants.
I tried to look on Twitter, and nothing about new COVID. But like the people I was talking to is like, yeah, like so and so got the new COVID, and I'm like, you're trying to tell me that after this shit's been gone all summer, that all of a sudden a month before an election where it's gonna like ideally could be a historic freaking blowout for the Dems, all of a sudden a new COVID variant pops up. Like,
right?
Come on.
Yeah. What are the odds? Yet again, a new one shows up right around election season.
Yeah, like a random. Or interesting.
That's like I've almost heard that before.
Like fool you once, shame on you. Fool you twice, well, you can't get fooled again.
Yeah.
Like, that's just like how fucking you to be. And I don't know. It's just so fucking stupid. And honestly, I don't think that it's going to be as big as win for the Republicans as it was a few months ago.
Sure. Well, I guess what do you think's changed?
The Supreme Court.
Oh, you think that whole ruling?
Roe versus Wade. Regardless of what you think about it,
yeah,
that's winning states.
Yeah.
Like you could 100% disagree with everything else the person has done or said, but if they're pro and the opponent's against, you lost.
Fair enough. I watched what is it, that Kistner versus Angie Craig. There was a debate, and she was just driving that as much as she could and just kept pointing it out, like, this guy wants to ban abortion.
I wish I would have known that I didn't know there was a debate like that. I would have watched that.
Me either. I just saw like clips of it.
Same with like Jensen Walls, like they debated at some fair thing.
Really?
Yes. I could be wrong, but I thought I heard something about that, and like it didn't last very long, and Walls was going to do another one. But like Scott Jensen had the state won.
Yeah.
Until Roe versus Wade happened.
Yeah.
And now Walls is probably gonna win again.
God, I hope not. But
I did.
I could see
I
it.
I personally might hate Walls more than I hate Mark Dayton.
Wow.
And like,
Wow.
I don't ever ish will upon people, but when Mark Dayton collapsed and had cancer, I'm like, good. I hope it fucking kills him. Like, that's how much I hate this guy. Like,
Oh God.
and like normally I'd rip the head off anyone who says that,
Right.
but that's how I feel. Like,
That's
and I after
yeah.
the riot, the Walls mishandled it. Like,
Oh,
yeah, I don't know. Right.
the list goes on just through that whole year. The riots, the businesses, closing businesses, arresting people, the fines. Oh, but a candy store can stay open, like this and that, like claiming essentials. Like it's bullshit. All of it's bullshit.
The only thing I can say that the Walls does correctly, in my opinion, is the conservation efforts. And I don't
Sure.
know how much like him versus him just slapping his name on it to agree with it. But like they've done a lot for conservation of like hunting land and stuff in Minnesota, which is something near and dear to me. So like I will give credit when it's due.
Sure. I mean that's something he likes to do, so you share that in common. So
Yeah. But that's
fair
like
enough.
really
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, he's a piece of fucking work. Well,
Oh yeah.
on the Scott Jensen thing, I've noticed that it's kind of like how um, uh, the mainstream media, every time like there's something going on, just every single channel is saying the same exact things. It's like they're reading
Yeah.
a script word for word. I've noticed that I'm sure you've heard this. So and so is too extreme for Minnesota.
I was gonna talk about that. I was gonna bring that up next. How every single like it doesn't matter if you're a Republican or a Democrat, it's everyone's an extremist. Like that's how far divided we are.
Yeah.
Angie Craig, extremist. Tyler Kisner is an extremist. Scott Jensen is an extremist.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's the freaking it's the word of the day, and both sides are doing it.
Yeah. Yep. Both sides are doing it. I find that interesting. Like I see it in like every ad. It doesn't matter what it is. Like I get stuff in the mail. Too extreme. Too extreme. Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone's an extremist now. It's everybody's so divided. We're completely polar opposites to each other. Is the way they frame this shit. There's absolutely no middle ground. If you're either on my side or you're against me.
You either agree with me or you're an extremist.
Pretty much, yeah. There's no gray area to any of this. Everything's black and white.
By definition, we are like an extreme right wing show.
We are.
And have been since the beginning.
Yep.
And only because, Driver was a libertarian. You're kind of a libertarian. I was kind of a libertarian.
Yep.
Richter, plenty of libertarian beliefs. I'd say like Carl and Logan are the only two hard R's like in this group. Maybe Spencer. I don't know. Probably not.
Could be. Yeah.
We'd be dialed in as a right wing extremist show.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Just because, well, we don't agree with the left on pretty much anything. So automatic.
It's just so fucking ridiculous how it's either this or you're an extremist.
Yeah.
And, I think, don't get me wrong, like, Jensen's kind of a quack.
Yep.
And, like, Matt Burke is, like, a little too religious for my comfort. Like, on how I think he would be going about governing if he had to step in. Like, it's not perfect.
Is he the other option, or is he, like, the...
He's the lieutenant governor candidate.
Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I really don't pay attention. I've just seen the ads, and it's about all I know.
All the signs are coming up now. Vote Jim Ebler, vote Peggy, whatever. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, it's like, God, this shit again. The most annoying fucking one of them all is the Scott Jensen 15-second YouTube ads that you cannot skip past.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like a 5-minute skip, whatever. But you have to sit and watch the whole 15 minutes of it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of YouTube. Like, Like generally when I drive 45 minutes to work. So I listen to stuff on YouTube, like, clips of like TV shows and whatnot, and like fucking every goddamn day, Scott Jensen's gonna ban abortion.
Yep. Yep. I say I
I
don't have to deal with that. I have YouTube Premium. Have
I
forever.
I have a hard time justifying paying $5 to YouTube a month
Yeah.
just because I don't want to watch commercials. Because like really, if I can just survive this election cycle, which is what 2 more weeks, 3 more weeks, something like that. If I can just
Yeah.
survive for weeks, then I'm fine.
Right.
But I think it's funny. One of the commercials out there is Tim Walz. Tim Walz coming out and saying, "I supported the police. Scott Jensen wants to ban your guns." Like I listened to it. And like, this is the biggest fucking load of crap that I've ever heard. Have you heard that one?
I heard the thing about police. I've heard that. I didn't know about the gun aspect of it.
Yeah, if you listen further, it's like Scott Jensen wants to make it so and so can't own a gun. Like, Tim Walz defends this.
No, he doesn't.
No, just the whole I supported him's not just the campaign, it's him actually saying, "I'm Tim Walz and I supported the police." Are you fucking kidding me?
That is the biggest load of shit.
And do you want to know what the worst part is?
What?
People believe it.
Yeah, that is the worst part.
People, oh yeah, he does. He supports the blah blah blah. No, he doesn't.
Yeah, like when that precinct burned down, what was Walz doing and saying?
Yeah, we're not calling the National Guard on our own citizens.
Yeah.
Like, don't get me wrong. Like, if Jacob Frey was like, I support the police, like, that's also bullshit. But in contrast to some of the people that were running against him for the mayor spot last November, sure, you could argue that.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough.
Like, I think I don't know who needs to go more, Walz or Ellison.
That's a tough one.
Duluth?
What's that?
Yeah. He's bringing Bernie Sanders to town. And one of the places they're speaking is Duluth.
No shit.
Have you heard? It must not have happened yet.
Maybe you said Ellison, or who's bringing him?
Keith Ellison, the AG.
All right, I gotta look that up. Bernie Sanders campaigns for Keith Ellison in Duluth 10 days ago.
Oh, must not have been that big a thing if you didn't hear about it.
Holy shit. No, it wasn't. Oh, yeah. What's that?
If you would have known about it, would you have gone?
It was on a Friday. I don't know. What is this title? Sanders stumps for Ellison in Duluth.
It's somebody with a dictionary and a thesaurus next to them.
Yeah, stumps. Makes no sense. I mean, maybe I would have. Okay, Thursday at Clyde Ironworks. I mean, of all people, that's who Bernie's gonna get behind, is fucking Keith Ellison.
Well, I would flip that and say of all the people Keith Ellison could have brought to town to support him, I mean, every single political campaign's out there saying, he's an extremist, blah, blah, blah. So what do? You bring the most extremist Democrat to your state.
Fair enough. Yeah, the only guy that you could get to show up for you is Bernie Sanders.
So, like, if AOC would have been there, Ryan, would you have?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Just making sure.
Without a doubt. Yeah. God, I hate seeing Emily Larson at all. Anytime I see her, just it gets me going.
Who's that?
Duluth mayor.
Oh.
I hate her. Bad. Oh, she's so bad, dude. She's so bad. We can't have chief financial officer. We had to change the name of that because it's offensive. Now I don't know what we call it anymore, but we changed the title.
That's not okay. So my old company was based in Duluth. Companies, probably shouldn't say the name out there, but if you can blur that out,
I'll beep it
down the road. Yeah, you'll forget, but that's okay. No one listens to this shit. So my old company, you could figure it out pretty easy. But they're based out of Duluth. They're right next to. I'm not going to say where they are.
Yep, they're down there. They're out there.
And we have a CEO, a CFO, COO.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't. Maybe they didn't get the news.
Right. Well, the companies can still do that, but as far as government position,
oh, okay.
no.
I thought you meant like your company couldn't do that.
No, it's just the government no longer calls it that. And I swear we also changed it so that manholes are no longer gendered. We call them something else. They're maintenance holes, not manholes, because
How woke is Duluth?
too woke to the point where that's all we care about, and we don't get anything done. It's all virtue signaling.
No offense, but I fucking hate Duluth.
I'm with you. I'd leave if I could.
So like I hate vacationing up there, going up there in general. And here's why. Because to me, Duluth is essentially a wannabe St. Paul just in northern Minnesota on a lake.
Yeah.
The city is falling apart infrastructure-wise. Traffic is terrible. Like trying to go to Canal Park at 6 o'clock on a Friday.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck. All the restaurants, there's so many restaurants to eat at, but they're all like built to have like 20 people in them. So if you ever want to go out to eat on a Friday night, you have to wait 2 hours to get in somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Or know the spot.
Yep.
Like you're a tourism town that can't handle the number of tourists you have.
Yep.
That's my biggest complaint over anything else.
Well, trust me, they're working on it. Their focus is on the tourists, not the people that live here. So
well, that's where you make most of your money.
Yep.
You can't really fault them there. Like it probably sucks as a resident.
Well, yeah.
But, like
they pass things and they call it the tourist tax, and we pay it year round.
Tourists.
Like they do stupid shit like that, and people buy it, and yeah, it's fun.
Oh, God, we could do a whole thing on local government.
Good. I talk about how shitty Duluth is for hours. I mean, there's things I like, keeps me here, but government-wise, oh God.
Well, like, the nice thing about Duluth is that like you're 10 minutes away from being in the middle of nowhere.
Oh yeah, I can walk out my back door and I'm in the woods.
Exactly,
and I'm in the city.
If you're in the cities, like you got to drive an hour to actually see some real trees.
Right.
Like in Duluth, you go right up the freaking scenic highway, and there's so many state parks and places to go. Like that's a good advantage. Like.
Mm-hmm. Yep. It's the biggest draw.
I just fucking don't like it.
Yep. I mean, it's nice in short bursts, but you got to come at the right time of year. Really. I mean, if you come at the main time anybody else comes, yeah, you're fucked. You just wait.
But like, what's the good time of year? Like, because we were up there December last year, and it was Bentleyville its first weekend, but like all the restaurants were still packed on a random Friday night in the middle of December when it was like 30 degrees out.
And Bentleyville wasn't going?
No, it was the first weekend of Bentleyville.
Oh yeah, there you go. That's all it takes. Bentleyville's nuts.
Even though, like I said, all the restaurants are built for like the downtime, when I feel like your guys' uptime's 10 months a year.
Majority of the time. I mean, now that fall colors are over, you got a little bit of a lull in here. Some families might come for MEA break, but I mean, most of the time it is busy. I think, as the snow starts to melt, you're in like March, April, May. It's not too bad usually, unless somebody's spring break lines up with somebody else's and everybody comes to town. But I don't know.
I live in Bemidji. It's way different. Like, it's just a much smaller town, and it's not like the port city. So
yeah,
And
there's I don't know. There's enough to do out there too. You could take a weekend, have a good time in Bemidji.
Not this last weekend, but like the 7th and 8th, we were up there just for a little getaway. I went hunting for pheasant opener last weekend, and I tripped on a downed tree I couldn't see underneath some tall grass, and whiplashed my body and broke my fall with my head.
With your head?
I have a concussion now.
Seriously?
Yeah, it's bad actually.
Damn.
It sucks. Like I went to
Sorry
the
to hear
grocery
that.
to go buy Gatorade because I can't drink alcohol, and I really want Gatorade. The grocery store is like if the stoplight's green, it takes me like a minute and 30 seconds to get there. And so it took me like 2 minutes to get there yesterday. And I walk in and I got distracted by like the desserts up front, and I forgot what I went there for.
Wow.
And like I had to like piece it together in my brain.
Wow.
That was scary. But yeah, at least the shit sucks. Like
So what's like the recovery time for something like that?
a week.
Yeah. So this just happened?
Yeah, on Saturday. Just like don't hit your head hard again for a week, pretty much.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's rough.
But yeah, that's why I want to do this podcast.
So you'll forget about it?
No, I think it's time we try and get this thing up and running again, though.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
I've been
midterm.
thinking about it. Yeah.
Sure, the guys, if we give a heads up or like have a set, like consistent, like thing, we could probably actually have some success.
Yeah. Yeah. I was ready to go, you know. I mean, I posted about it. We're about to get this thing fired up, and I had ideas, and shit fell apart.
Yeah, that's what got me thinking about, because like I remember what I was thinking about today was actually the thing I sent you, where like the actual structure, where it's like have 3 main topics that we talk about for 10 minutes each.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every other week try and get a guest on.
Yep.
And give half hour, and then do like dumb little like 2-minute interludes and stuff. Like the one I thought of today was the Mitch Driver meme of the week. Yeah. In honor. And just like take 2 or 3 minutes to talk about that, and like I don't know. I think if we brought it back now, we could actually provide some structure.
I think so.
Because all of our traction was just gone.
Yeah.
So
I definitely lost the drive there for a bit.
Oh yeah, big time.
Well, literally lost the driver.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I thought you were talking about my car.
That too.
Yeah.
That too.
Okay.
There's a lot of shitty things, one after another.
Tough couple months for the boys.
That it was.
Yeah, I'm sure if we're doing every Thursday at 7:00 or 7:30, like who can be on this week, and then we just say, what do you want to do for a topic? Logan, you get the first segment, or Richter, you get the closing.
Right.
Like we'll probably have to do a lot of the legwork of the structure part of it, but I'm sure if you give the guys probably have stuff they want to talk about.
Yeah. Well, yeah, just be organized. We can write down what's been happening. Just take notes. We can just bring it up, and time will fly.
Say, like, Carl wants to talk about, I don't know, Greta Thunberg or whatever her name is, because he fucking hates her. Like, more than anyone I know, and it's awesome. He used to have the best memes about her back when she was a thing.
Yeah.
So, then say Logan wants to talk about the nuclear family, and Richter wants to talk about China, right? Those are our 3 topics. Okay, so we say, okay, guys, we're going to do this show in a week. Here are the 3 topics. Bring some discussion points and some stuff. Like,
yeah,
it's only minutes of talking, which is a pretty good chunk of time. Like,
I love it already. I want to watch that.
What?
I want to watch that. I love it.
Yeah, like I think if we did that and gave everyone a week notice, it's not like you have to do like a hour of research or anything. You just go get some talking points so you can actually contribute to something.
Right.
Like,
well, I think structure and a flow will keep retention. People actually watch it.
Yeah, and like I'll sit here with a stopwatch, like
Yeah,
saying, okay, hey, we got to wrap this up in 2 minutes. Final thoughts, like
right.
we do that, and if you have three main topics for 10 minutes each, then just like a bunch of like a couple little things here and there, counting the time we go over on stuff, like that's an hour podcast. And that's
Yeah.
not too bad podcast.
Yeah, it's not bad at all.
I had a 2.5 hour drive, and I can tell you that like it loses its legs on like the super long ones we've had. Like it loses its legs pretty quick.
Oh yeah, totally.
I for 2 hours, and it's like, oh, okay, how many times do I want to go look for a new one in here? Like,
Yep.
So, yeah, if we keep it like even 45 minutes, like,
Yep. No.
we just have to discuss guest etiquette.
What?
It'd be really fun to say, like, bring Z-Wald on here.
Oh, jeez.
But the problem is, like, if we bring like anyone with extremist views to our opinions, which is just anyone who says, I think it's orange, you think it's red, like that's extremist to us. Like,
right.
It's 2022. If we sit down and we gang up on them and attack them, like we're probably never gonna get another guest again. Like,
that's true. I'll have to mute my mic when he's on.
We're gonna have to give him, give him the floor, and then we'll take notes, and then bring stuff up, and it can get heated. But like if we're all like, "You're a fucking commie," blah blah, like you're probably not gonna get anyone again. We should probably start out like light.
Yeah.
Someone without views.
But I mean, anybody up against us, it's going to be extreme.
Oh, exactly. But
so, I don't know what the light version would be, but I could see it. We'll work our way up to him. I would love to have him on the show.
Get a serious Republican, like a back to blue, like MAGA or die, like Republican on here. That like the I hate gays because the Bible tells me to Republican on here.
Oh yeah, okay.
And I'd probably have just as much shit to argue with them about as I would a freaking socialist.
Yep. Oh, I know. I think I know a guy.
Like, but like I said, we have to also like we can't just go and like fucking like fuck you fucking commie, like fuck you fucking bootlicker, like because then we're just never gonna get guests anymore.
Should our first guest be Jeremy Driver?
I actually was just gonna say that.
I think that would be perfect.
Like when I was thinking of all this, like on my car drive and stuff, like I thought like even if it's not our first one, but just like having Jeremy on as a guest for a little bit.
Yeah.
Would be cool.
Right.
So if I go through and watch every single episode and write down the times of something funny or like stupid that Mitch said, could you go splice it out and put together? Is that way too much work?
I can do that.
Okay. I'm gonna start listening.
Finding the clips is the hard part. So if you can give me a time frame, that's easy.
I'll be able to give you an exact time. Like I was watching, so it was like one of the last ones with just me, you, and Logan. Yeah. When we were talking what based means.
Oh yeah.
And Logan's like, yeah, like we're like, do you believe people actually watch this shit? He goes, I don't think they do. I'm the only one who comments on them. I'll just go on and goes, these boys are based. I'm like, if we could clip that out and like just have that be the start of every show.
These boys are based.
Yes. Like I'm thinking, like if I go through them all and watch and take the time notes, I'm going to take good clips and see if you can mash it together for an intro.
Yep, I can do that.
Like Logan, these boys are based.
Yes, that'd be perfect.
Otherwise, we can always start every show to the Alex Jones yelling.
Yeah.
That appears.
Yes.
Like that's a great soundbite.
1776 will commence again.
Yes, that one.
Yep.
Yeah. I just think that we might be hitching our wagon to a dead horse if we take Alex Jones as our role model.
Oh yeah, given recent events.
What actually was the outcome of that?
Well, the latest is they ruled he has to pay almost $1 billion in damages
To who?
to the families.
Sandy Hook?
Sandy Hook, yeah.
I still, I don't want to put it on the air too many times, but I said it at Hawks that one night where it's like, I think he's onto something, but we're not going to get into that because I don't want to get sued.
Yeah, right. Well, the thing that they got him on is they said that he mentioned their names, and I guess there's really no evidence of him mentioning anybody's names. I think he maybe mentioned one or two, but according to him, the whole thing's gonna, I don't know, it's all
Go
gonna get
down.
reversed basically because he didn't even get a chance to make a case, any of that. So apparently,
It was like January 6th court, is what you're saying.
pretty much, yeah. The judge was like, we're gonna take all of your, records. You can't make comments on them. We're basically just gonna tell you why you're guilty. He basically had no case.
Like to me, like with my theory, that almost adds more red flags to it.
Kind of, yeah. Well, they're using him as a fall guy and as an example, so then that way nobody will ever question anything again for fear of getting sued and having to pay out $1 billion. It's like 900 and some million that he has to pay.
Well, I heard somewhere, I don't know if it's true or not because it wasn't the most reputable, so I think it was on Twitter, so it's clearly not reputable.
Very reputable.
They're trying to tell him like he can't have a podcast anymore. But like, isn't that a giant, like if a court can't tell you you can't have a podcast, like isn't that First Amendment?
That's First Amendment 100%. They can't just silence you like that.
Yeah, like could he have to like cease his current podcast maybe, but could start another one? Like, it's kind of like, you know what I mean? Like, I'm sure that they could find a legal way to be like, your current podcast has to fucking go, which I think still violates 1A, but like they can't stop making another one.
Yeah, and I don't see how they can stop the current one, like the government themselves.
Like a court.
Like a court order, like that doesn't make much sense either. Like, what are you gonna do? Are you gonna disband? Like, you're gonna shut down the LLC?
Yeah.
Like, I don't think they could do that, but I think what they're trying to do is basically bankrupt him, take all of his money so he can't operate. Then he wouldn't have a podcast. He wouldn't be able to have payroll or anything to keep the lights on. So then bankrupt him. There you go. Oh, what'd you say?
So GoFundMe won't let anyone start anything for him.
Right.
Remember the truckers in Canada?
I was just gonna say, yeah.
And then like Give Help Go or whatever the other one was like, and the government's like seizing their bank, but like the bank's like, we're a California company, motherfucker. Like you can't do that.
Yep.
Man, I thought honestly, like there's been so many just fun things that we haven't had in so long. Like the trucker protest was one of the most fun political theaters out there. Like the government shutdown. If you remember that when Trump got into office, that was fun. I don't think anything was more fun politically than Wall Street memes.
Yeah.
Like that to me that stopped the slow, agonizing burn that is living in this country.
Yep.
When that went down, and leftists and rightists all joined together to say "fuck you" to the suits.
Yep.
Through a bunch of autistic fucking Redditors, like.
Yep.
God, that's just beautiful. Like on my time hop the other day, I found this Onion article, or I don't know if it was Onion or Babylon Bee or what it was, but it was like Democrat. It was back when Trump was still president. It's like Democrats seek to end the most fun presidency of all time. Like this is what they fucking took from us.
It's true. That's true.
Like I would almost argue that like Biden winning was the worst thing to happen to this podcast.
Yes. It ruined this podcast.
It really did. Like
what are we going to talk about? Oh, dumbass can't complete a sentence yet again.
What are we gonna turn into like every fucking Fox News channel that just goes on there and rips them for being senile? Like,
Right.
you know,
Oh,
at
he
least
said billion, million, trillion, 400,000 million dollars.
like it's not funny to joke about when it's that funny to begin with. Like when
Right.
it's that it's low hanging fruit.
Yep.
It'd be like if you did a stand up comedy tour where all you did was make fun of people from Louisiana are poor and stupid. Like it's low hanging fruit. Like
Exactly.
everyone knows this. And it's
Right.
almost I don't like a lot of people are like, oh, it's so sad to watch. Like people in like the right are like, oh, it's so sad to watch this senile old man PF. I was like, no, it's fucking not. Like this is all fucking scripted.
I mean, is he really running anything? Not at
No,
all. Like,
you know who even has less control than him?
who's that?
Fucking Kamala.
I had a feeling you were going there.
Like she's so bad at what she's supposed to be doing that you have to think the establishment that's running the show is just fucking sick of these Biden gaffes, and they're gonna fucking cost us so much, like in the polls and stuff. Like, but then you can put fucking Dopey up there instead, and like, nope, keep the senile old man.
Right. Yeah. Somehow she's worse than him.
Like when Trump had Pence as a VP, like it was kind of a like impeach him if you want, but then you get everything you say Trump is, you actually get.
Yep.
Like yeah, Mike Pence is whatever, but like he's more extreme MAGA than Trump was.
Right.
So like that's smart on his choice to make that decision because it's the nuclear deterrent.
Yep.
Whereas like Biden didn't make his decision, and it's not even a nuclear. Like people would rather have a nuclear war than have Kamala Harris as president.
Yeah. I mean, look where we're at. I was just talking to somebody about this the other day. Like it's interesting to see how everything they said was going to happen under Trump, like all the bad things, have now happened under Biden. Like
Exactly.
But they don't care now. They were
Oh,
really worried about it. It was a big deal if it were to happen under Trump. But now that it's happening under Biden, it's like that meme with the dog and the fires all around them.
yeah.
They're just sitting there like, this is fine. This is fine.
Yeah, it's funny how the double. I mean, honestly, we shouldn't be surprised at this point that the double standard's so in play.
Yeah.
And you know what? It might be a losing fight because the left has mainstream media on their side, and as incompetent as they are, they're incredibly competent. Realistically, like sending out the hive mind message, like it doesn't matter who the fuck it is.
Yeah.
As soon as they oppose to the left, they're this, and everyone just fucking jumps on board because the hive mind tells them to.
Right. And I don't know if it's a matter of competence, more of just like dominance. Where
That's almost what it is. You're absolutely right. Like
they just control everything. So then people are just like, well, this is what the authority figures say, and this is what I now believe, and I don't question it one fucking bit. Because most people, they're just drones. They hear it, and they're just like, yep.
The ratings are terrible, though, but it still works.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, because they try to justify it in some way. I mean, it's probably Putin's fault, one way or another. This is Putin's war.
Putin's gas tax.
Yeah. Putin, yeah.
We get like none oil from Russia.
We don't? Is that what you said?
We get not much. We get some.
Yeah, not much. No. Not enough to impact where we're at.
No, and then like the whole fucking double standard, like, did you hear about the whole thing with the Saudis?
No, what thing?
So Biden went to, I think, OPEC, is that what it's called?
Mm-hmm.
Which is Saudi Arabia. And he's like, hey, we got an election coming up. We want you to lower the cost of gas so the gas is down during election season so we look good.
Right.
And they said, fuck you, we're not doing that. So every Democrat in Congress came out and they now have a arms ban to Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
Does that not sound like, I don't know, a quid pro quo?
That kind of sounds like it might be.
Like, do what I say or else suffer the consequences.
I thought that was a big deal to people not that long ago.
Didn't another president almost get impeached for that?
I can't quite put my finger on it. I'm just thinking Ukraine for some reason.
Yeah, like maybe the 45th president of the United States.
Oh,
Like, did he get impeached for not even doing something that close to that bad?
he made a phone call, right?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah,
maybe
and
something about a P tape.
yeah,
I don't know what that is, but I don't want to. Like,
yeah.
it's just, it's weird how when another guy with a different letter next to his name
Mm-hmm.
does something 10 times less severe, it's the end of the fucking world. Get rid of him.
Mm-hmm.
But when Joe Biden actually stops sending arms to a company because they won't help him politically,
Yeah. I
no one
think
fucking does anything.
that's different. Now quid pro quo means something else.
Well, no, Ryan, the biggest difference is that there's no more mean tweets.
You know what? I can pay my bills now that there's no more mean tweets.
Yeah, I'm okay paying an extra $1.50 for gas because I don't have to wake up and read mean tweets in the morning.
Right? Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, that definitely ruined my day every day seeing what's the latest tweet. God damn it.
Yeah, I'm like, God, like, he shouldn't be saying that about those prostitutes. I should be paying 4 times my grocery bill to stop this from happening.
Yep. We're doing our part.
We are. We're making the world a better place. But hey, Daddy's buying Twitter again, it sounds like.
I heard that. Saw that.
So maybe. Oh, do you watch any Fox News?
Not really. I see clips
So
here and there.
there's a show on there called, I think it's a special report with Brett Baer.
Okay.
I don't know. But he had one of the 50 CIA intelligence agents that signed the Hunter Biden laptop as Russian disinformation letter.
Oh.
And he's like, all right, like in the light of knowing what we know now, like why do you fucking lie on there? And the guy from the CIA is like, we didn't lie. He's like, you said that this had nothing to do, or that this was Russian information. He goes, no. If you read the actual article, it says that it has all the dog ears of, or all the, what is it called when you piece of paper and you fold it and you twist it to save your spot?
An earmark?
Yeah, that's what it says. All the earmarks of Russia propaganda.
Right. It's like, it looks like it could be.
Yeah, if you read further in the letter, we say, we don't know if it is or not.
Right.
And then Brett Baer's like, yeah, but like the entire fucking media went and ran with the fact that you guys are saying this is Russian disinformation. He pulled up a clip of Biden in a debate saying that was proven to be Russian disinformation.
Mm-hmm.
And the CIA guy's like, it's not our fault that the media is doing this or that the president said that. They can speak to that on their own, that they took that from our letter, but that's not what our letter says.
Right.
And it's like, dude, like, yes, you're actually correct, right?
Technically.
Like, I need to come out from the CIA and stop it.
Right? No, like, hey, you're misunderstanding. We didn't say this. It's just they let it run, and there's always been that sort of relationship between the CIA and the media, where the CIA can say something, the media will take that, twist it to get whatever sort of narrative going that they're going for. And if you go back to the CIA, they'll just be like, yeah, that's not what we said.
But it's also bullshit because like the CIA like never says anything. So if you can get 50 of them to come together super fast to write that letter without any real investigation, it's clear that was political.
Oh yeah, 100%. They're a political arm. I mean, part of the government. I think they're more of an arm of the media within the government. It's probably the better way to put it.
Like the FBI is so fucking confusing.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's almost like they don't fucking like presidents. I mean, the FBI fucked Hillary over. I'll go to the grave on that one.
Yeah, there's
but
that.
Then they fucked Trump over. Now they're gonna fuck someone else over. Like it just like doesn't align. Like if they were like, you know what, we're hardcore lefties. but then they go and they fuck Hillary over to get Trump. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
And
It's almost like here, tinfoil hat, put it on. Just thinking maybe it has more to do with, sowing that division within America, more of a outsider influence than we may realize.
Like, you could be right, but that's a huge long play for them to assume that if we get Trump in office, everything's gonna go fucking batshit crazy. I don't know. Maybe it's not that crazy to assume.
Well, they knew it was going to be divisive before he was even elected, and we know that they have people planted all over the fucking place, China specifically, within universities or wherever else. So wouldn't surprise me if they're in. Well, I mean, fucking what's her name? Fang and
Swallow.
Yeah. So I don't know.
I mean, they also have like people all over the United States, like Ray Epps.
Yep.
The people who kidnapped Gretchen Whitmer. Like,
yep.
Like, how many of these crazy stories always end up with an FBI informant there?
Right. And
I remember hearing something. No, I don't know if this is true. Maybe you've heard it. Back when they put all that money to the FBI or CIA or the IRS, they were talking about like this kid killed himself because like he was in like a group chat with like what he thought was 6 strangers, but they're all FBI, CIA, and they're trying to get him to shoot up a school. And like when you want to do it, it's like you should just fucking shoot yourself if you're too big a pussy to do it, and he did.
Whoa!
Did you hear about that?
I don't think I have.
I don't know if you can even find it at this point, but I don't know if it's true, but I heard something like that on the internet.
Well, it must be true.
Most of the things are true.
There's a lot of truth out there, it seems.
Unless like, you think birds are real, then I don't know if we can be friends, but...
No. They're all robots.
They are.
Yeah.
But, it's... They're fucking with us all.
Yeah, it's just like you're saying, to have an FBI agent somehow be around for all these different things. It's an odd coincidence,
right?
And they all happen to be part of things that are, well, one, they got the media spotlight on them, always get blown out of proportion, and then it ends up being this divisive thing, making it look like there's some extremist group doing something.
Proud Boys.
Yeah, fucking Gavin McInnes. Like, nobody knows like how that all started or what it really is, and it somehow has turned into this. You can just say it, and everybody's just like, "Oh yeah, right-wing extremist group." Yeah, it's like
Proud Boys were there. Proud Boys this. Oh my god, it's an insurrection. It's
yeah. I gotta look this up now.
As much as I think that the election was rigged with the emergency Democratic votes.
Allegedly.
I'm almost more willing to go down saying that Jan 6 was an inside job.
I can't disagree. We'll see if this video stays up very long.
Yeah, we're hitting all the red flags. Yeah, dude, I tried looking for us, and when you search basement, it would not pull up my YouTube.
Yeah.
I'm like, did some fucking like YouTube crony go through our fucking 33 viewer channel and fucking like, these guys need to be canceled?
We were really starting to heat up. They're like, well, we need to put this out before it goes too far.
What else can I say that'll get us canceled?
I'll just say the vaccine doesn't work.
Dude, now you're really... Didn't we get one of those taken down because someone said that?
Yeah.
Or not even something or the other about the vaccine being ineffective, and we got taken down.
Yeah. Let me look. I'll have to look on my phone. Oh no, it was we said something that went against the World Health Organization.
But the World Health Organization at one point came out and said COVID is not transmitted from individual to individual.
Yeah. Whatever it was, like, as time went on, we were proven right. It was something John said.
Like the science changed, right?
Yeah. Well, then I tried to re-upload it after the science changed, and they still wouldn't take it.
Like, remember Hugging Asian Day?
Yeah. Oh my god. We can never forget that. Never forget, because that. It just I'll never forget how this started, because we were all talking about it. We have it documented, basically, like what was going on in the world at that time. Where we were talking about all these things, Hugging Asian Day, whatever it may have been. The New York Health Commissioner coming out being like, "Don't be afraid, just go out and hug people in public." And then within like a month or two, it's just like, "Whoa, guys, we need a social distance, wear a mask." Yada. It's like you. What do you mean? You said don't be afraid of it.
Yeah, and Fauci says, "Do not wear a mask," and then 3 weeks later, if you don't wear a mask, you're gonna kill grandma.
Yep.
Like, one of the episodes I watched was you going off about Fauci.
Oh, I bet that was a good one.
Oh yeah, you were heated up.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, okay. So say like at the end of the day, the Republicans get control of the House and Senate. They launch an investigation. They find out that there was the research. What is it called? Point of some no.
Oh,
Whatever the
point of origin or what?
Whatever the thing that Fauci denied. Let's say okay, that's clearly like true. Like you lied to Congress, right? You guys fucking created this virus, and whether it was accidental or not, it got out and killed how many millions of people.
Oh, sure, like it came from the lab in Wuhan that we funded.
Yeah, so say all this comes out, and they're all caught red-handed, pants around their ankle, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nothing's going to happen to them.
No.
They unleashed this deadly pandemic on the world, and Fauci will probably just be forced to retire with a pension.
Yep.
Maybe some lower-level guys will go to jail. Like, fake sanctions will get brought up against China that'll disappear when the next big thing happens. Like, they're not going to hold anyone accountable for this.
No, of course not. It's all over and done with, and people would make excuses for them anyway. They wouldn't get up in arms about it. They would just be like, "Oh, they made a mistake."
The GOP doesn't have the spine to bring the fucking hammer down.
No, I mean they're really not different parties. Ultimately,
well, what's the point? It's not going to change anything. But having to hold people accountable.
Yeah, it's like the whole Alex Jones thing, then you make an example of somebody.
So one thing that I think when we look back in years from now, that's kind of cool, and I say this like as desperately as possible, is if you think about like when the pandemic first started and the world shut down and no one knew what the fuck to do. And everyone moved back in with their parents, and all these stores shut down and stuff like that. Like now we know what to do in a pandemic. If another one ever happened, we know how to work from home. We know how to, handle the schools, whether it's correct or not. Like we have action plans in place for everything. We in our lifetime, ideally, we'll never experience another situation like that where no one knows what to do. We're just flying by the seat of our pants, which thinking back to it is like, man, that was kind of cool that you can say you lived through like, oh, the world's fucking going to hell in a handbasket and no one knows what the fuck to do. And what are we going to do? Like, I'm going to stay home. I'm going to go to work. Like,
it's true. Yeah. We figured some shit out, but ultimately wasn't that effective. So did we really figure anything out?
No, but we have, ineffective action plans in place now where it was just what the fuck do we do? Like in a sick way, it's kind of cool. Like to say you lived through that. Like when no one knew what the fuck was going on. We didn't know if this thing was nothing or something, or like in college was canceled, high school was canceled. Like it all really sucks. But like I said, in a sick and twisted way, it's kind of cool that we lived through that.
Yeah, it's kind of cool that we racked up debt and pharmaceutical companies made billions of dollars.
Yeah, well, okay, like that's when you get serious. Like I said, in a sick and twisted way, like we'll never experience something like that again. Like
That's true.
if you just
I hope not.
remember the feeling in the air at the time that it was all just new and unprecedented, and we're like, the fuck is going on? Like,
Yeah.
and then you remember like when the entire world shut down, and then like within like 3 weeks, fucking whales were showing up in the Australian like harbor, the Sydney harbor, and like the world like started reverting back to a healthy state with only like 3 weeks of not constant human movement.
Yeah. Yeah.
So like all this climate change stuff, like I wonder if that kind of stuff because they're like, people are really thinking about this climate change bullshit is kind of gonna be debunked here if like 3 weeks of not doing anything.
Right.
Like you almost wonder, like, let's say you just fucking wiped every human off the earth. Thanos snap. How fast would it take for the world to restore like itself to pre-man-made condition as far as like nature and animals go? A year?
Yeah, I'd say not very long. I mean, they would
Like,
just start taking over everything.
oh,
New York City becomes overgrown.
it already is.
I mean, yeah, it's concrete jungle, but might turn into an actual jungle in a few years.
What an interesting fucking time to be alive, dude.
I know the feeling you're talking about. It was very strange because yeah,
Yeah.
unprecedented. What do we do? What's going on? Talks of, is this a bioweapon? What's going to come
Yeah.
next? Yeah.
The stupid thing that I think just gets ignored so much is like they were welding apartment doors out in China. Like,
Mm-hmm.
you remember like a week before I came to the States, like they're saying like doctors in Italy are choosing who lives and who dies.
Right.
If you remember that, like anyone over 60 is not getting medical treatment because we have too many people in the hospital. Then it comes to the US and like yeah, COVID deaths were super high.
And the
But at the
flu
same
took a
time,
vacation.
it was nowhere as close as deadly as it was being portrayed.
No, not anywhere close to that. That's China was locking everybody up, but yet they have zero deaths. Probably because they locked everybody up.
About them lying about their numbers.
Yeah.
Well, and then like 6 months into it, they were fucking reopened. Like everything was normal. People were swimming in pools, like on top of buildings, and like fuck this. Like,
Yep.
well, America's like, we need to shut down more.
Yep. Well,
Are still required to wear masks in schools?
are they required? I don't believe so. I think it's just healthcare places.
Yeah, I have to go to physical therapy once a week now for my elbow because I tore a tendon in it, and I get to wear a mask when you go, and I'm like, this kind of makes sense, I guess. Like, but it has to be like one of the medical masks, and it's like, does it really make sense? Like,
Yeah.
then I'm just sitting there like trying to breathe and like talk to my physical therapist, and I'm like, this fucking sucks. I do not miss this.
Right. And there's the
Like,
people that wear them regularly now out in public.
I don't see that a whole lot anymore.
I guess I live in Duluth, so
Sure, I work in Oakdale and live in Andover, so it's kind of
yeah.
a little less.
Oh, just saw one today. Is her and two friends walking in. She was standing between them both, wearing her mask. I'm just like, all right.
One of our managers just had COVID, and she said it still sucks. Like it's still worse than a cold. But part of our protocol is that she has to wear a mask at work, even though she tested negative for a week. So what the fuck is that doing? But I think like a lot of companies just kind of like once COVID kind of went away, they're like, we don't need to fucking change these policies. They're there.
We'll just keep it in place just in case.
Yeah, because it's easier to keep them in place in case something happens.
Well, yeah, it makes you look more proactive and like you're actually trying to do something.
Yeah, it's.
When really,
I don't miss it.
what are you doing?
Yeah, wait till the new COVID comes out next week, Ryan, and we do all the mail-in election again.
Every vote matters. Everybody needs to show up. But stay home and just send it in the mail. Everything will be fine.
I'd actually be very okay with the mail-in ballot thing if there was a deadline and the votes were counted and presented before actual election day.
So then that way it wouldn't be as obvious or it wouldn't look as weird.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to create the certain number of votes you need to win.
Right, where you just stop counting and then all of a sudden, wow, we just have hundreds of thousands for one guy.
Yeah. Now, you could still stack the box with that.
Right.
But why not just give everyone a fucking voter ID number that's tied to your social security?
Yeah.
Well, dead still have it too, then, I suppose.
Yeah.
Actually, I heard that in like some states, more dead people voted for Trump in 2020 than Biden in red states.
Really?
And it wouldn't surprise me. I mean,
Doesn't surprise me.
here's why the GOP will never win. They have too much integrity. Like, take the neocons out; they're not willing to stoop as low as the left is.
Fair.
Like, they're afraid to play dirty, and part of that is neocons. Like, Republican voters are a hell of a lot more Republican than Republican politicians are.
Sure. It'd be more of like a righteous thing. Like, look at me, I don't do those sorts of things. They do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
But they're not fucking subpoenaing Biden. They're all talk. And even if something happens, they're not going to do anything about it.
Right.
Get Richter going on neocons.
Yeah. Should that be his topic?
Our first organized base basement, we're giving him slot 3 on neocons.
Have him be at the back side of the show.
Yeah, close us out.
Yeah.
We'll take segment 3 and give it a 15-minute time slot instead of 10. How's that sound?
Sounds good. I still don't think 10's gonna work for most of the guys, but
10 minutes is a long time, dude.
10 minutes is a long time, but I don't know. It depends on this topic.
So on average, we have 4 guys on.
Yeah.
At once. So you give everyone 2 minutes to talk, and then 2 minutes on, give everyone a minute to talk, and that's all you really need. And then give another minute on rebuttals and comments and jokes, and final 2 minutes to close down. Like, final thoughts.
We'll say 10 minutes, but it's really like 15.
I mean, we can schedule 15. And then just do a 5-minute warning.
Yeah.
So we know we're going to start wrapping up and take 5 minutes to wrap it up.
I think 10 minutes is fair.
10 minutes or 15?
We'll go with 10, but okay. I have a strong feeling most would run into 15 anyway. So we'll just call it 10, but it's really 15.
For our 5-minute segments, we can do the meme of the day.
Yep.
Meme of the week. The who the fuck cares, but let's laugh about it anyways, where we talk about any funny celebrity stuff.
Yep.
There's enough of that. That's 5 minutes. Play a game of fuck one, marry one, kill one every day. What other things can we include? We got celebrities, fuck one, marry one. We got.
I think that if we had we got a lot of good content that we can go through on drivers' multiple Facebook profiles.
Oh, the Mitch moment.
Yeah, just take.
He only has one profile, doesn't he?
Well, there's Miranda Jacobson. There's
not that much on Miranda Jacobson, I don't think.
Is there not?
I don't think so.
I could be mistaken.
Like, if you could get the one he had for a while, but it got deleted like a couple days, or he got banned like a few days after he died. He got the axe on his old account.
Did he?
Yeah, the only ones that are active are Miranda Jacobson, like the newer one he made that was like up for 4 months.
Oh, Mitchell Lee, new account. Okay.
Yeah, that one. And Miranda, but the Mitchell Lee driver, That one got axed a few days after he passed away.
I
Fuck.
Damn, I didn't realize that. Okay, yeah, no, I see what you're saying.
But we still all we have memories.
Oh yeah, I think. Uh,
We can actually call the segment "Get Zucked, Faggot."
perfect.
All right, so yeah, you
Yeah,
say each of those 5 minutes, and say we go over a little bit here and there. That's 25 minutes, another half hour. It's 30 minutes of content, brother.
yeah.
That's our hour. So I mean, let's say even we shot for like an hour and a half podcast. I don't think that's too long. I think that's about the max we can go. But if it's structured, maybe not. Maybe that is good if it's structured and not just random talking.
I think an hour is good. Hour and a half.
Yeah, I think an hour and a half with structure is about our max.
Yeah, because I know what you mean. Where sometimes it's just, where is this going? It's all over the place. We rambled for 2 to 3 hours. Who's gonna listen to that?
Yeah, I mean, some people apparently do.
My brother-in-law loves it, so
Which one?
we'll always have him.
The commie brother-in-law or the other one?
No, the other one. He likes guns, all that fun shit. So
there was one episode where you're like, no, I have two. We're like, dude, your brother-in-law listens to this video, all these beliefs. You're like, I have two brother-in-laws. They're gonna know who they are now.
Yeah, classic.
If we talk to the guys and present the idea of some structure, what we want to do, if they're down to agree with it, I think I could, one of us could talk to Jeremy and be like, hey, can you come on for 20 minutes?
He'd do it, but somebody'd have to get him set up on his phone.
That's exactly what I thought, though, is like, do we have to call Michelle and be like, there's an app called Discord?
Yeah. Yeah, she'd have to do it. Because he's in Brainerd now, so.
Yeah, they live together again.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds weird, but if you know the story, it makes sense. Like, not a bad live together again. Good live together again.
Right. Yeah.
Yes. Good for him.
Yep.
All right.
Well, we got a good hour in.
Yeah. I didn't even get a rant what made me want to talk about this today.
What would you want to talk about?
Well, I'm going to get too deep into it. Just this, we've been getting all this dumb fucking shit in our mailboxes, and like there's this like anti-socialist, like anti-fascist propaganda, like that got put in our mailbox today. And I was reading it. It's like they're not wrong, but it's like, okay, like no one's fucking taking this serious. Like it's cool to be people think it's cool to be socialist these days, and it's a hot topic button item, and blah blah blah. And the kids are saying they're socialists just to be cool. It's like, yeah, but like putting a fucking letter on everyone's mailbox isn't gonna do anything. And then me and my wife were talking, and I'm like, oh, some stuff's not wrong in there. Like, it's like, name a socialist country that works that's not backed by a world power. So, like, people are going to cite, like, the Scandinavians, because they always fucking do, right?
Mm-hmm.
But here's the thing. Like, do you know who pretty much backs their entire army? The US of A.
I was going to say, it's
they don't have to put money into defense spending.
There you go.
And, like, another problem with, like, these Nordic countries that we couldn't get here is they're incredibly white. And I'm not saying it's not a bad thing that like we're not incredibly white, because it's good to have diversity.
Right.
But like, they don't have a lot of the socioeconomic issues that we have. That in socialism would not work for those people.
Right.
There's not the level of inequality that other countries have in those Nordic countries.
What's the word? It's more homogenous.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I could go on about how socialism doesn't work, but that we'd be here for the rest of the night. We don't need that.
Right.
I'm starting to get a headache and getting tired. So,
Right on. Well,
but yeah, good to do this. We'll run it by the boys in a couple of days and see what they think of our structure and
yeah.
throw topic ideas out there.
What day would you try to lock in? Would you think?
Well, we got to see what days if Richter has a consistent schedule.
Sunday
But like
seems to always be his day, which is a tough
off,
one.
day
Yeah.
off.
Yeah, I mean that's what it used to be is Sunday. I don't know if
I,
it's what's that?
I could probably do Monday nights.
Yeah, I could do most nights. Um, just I guess if it's structured and we're done before 9 o'clock.
Yeah, I mean, if we start at 7 and we do an hour and a half, you don't need to edit that night.
Yeah.
So, because you kind of get stuck with the legwork for that, but that's why we pay you.
Yeah. Make the big bucks. I
Yeah,
still fuck shit up.
I don't feel as bad. What do you want, $15 an hour next? Because you ain't getting it.
Got to earn that raise.
Maybe we can get Tyler Kistner to sponsor us.
Oh, maybe we should get him on the show.
That would make us extremists.
True.
We also want to ban abortion, Tyler. Tell us what you think about that.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Do you also hate the Jews?
Perfect.
He might be Jewish, so I don't know. Kistner sounds Jewish.
It could be. He doesn't quite have the hair, but
No.
maybe he straightens it.
Alrighty. Good talking to you, dude.
Yeah. You as well, sir. We'll do it again soon.
Yeah, sounds good.